Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is the day that we talk tech in English. We're here with Tech Life Weekly. We usually start out with this day in tech history, but Francine will be in later, and we're going to go straight to some articles that I thought might be interesting to you. I want to start by sharing my screen and talking a little bit about this um, new car that they're coming up with. It was designed by an individual in Britain, and I just want to show you how revolutionary this thing is. Okay, guys, can you see that? I have to sort of go back and forth. Let's see here. So I'm going to put it on full screen. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this car. Ah, this car is designed to actually reduce pollution. You see how it is rippled in the front and around the sides? In there are filters that will catch some of the particulates that are in the air that are polluting our air. I love this car. It says here that the exterior of the car is rippled to reflect the flow of air over it. I thought that was a unique approach. I'm going to scroll down. It says the car has been designed to strip the air pollution as it drives along and has been shown off at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now, here's the designer. He's sitting in the car, and I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to zoom in a little more so you can see him. He's sitting in the car. He says he designed the car to be similar to first class seats on airplanes. See how wide the seats are? And it has this fold up table that can be used for conferences. He wanted to make sure, he says that we only use our cars about 10% of the time. So he wanted it to be the kind of vehicle that could act as a third space. You know how Starbucks describes itself as the third meeting spot for you? Well, now he's saying instead of the car just sitting there, you can actually use the car as a conference center, meeting place for small meetings and gatherings. And I thought that that was a unique concept when it comes to our what you call them, private vehicles, used for individual travel, to take another look at it. He's hoping people will see the car as an extension of their homes, according to the caption here. Now, I'm going to scroll down a little more because I love the doors on this thing. Look at that. I love the way they just sort of wing out. You know how on a van the doors slide to the side? These actually slide apart, almost like an entryway to a home. I love that, and I love the huge windows. It's beautiful. I love this concept. The interior of the Aero, it says, is intended to be more like a room than a car. New room in your new car. Isn't that gorgeous? Critics don't know if it'll ever be actually manufactured, but the designer says the only reason he partnered with the company was because they said they would mass produce this car, because he's really not a car designer, quote unquote. So I'm going to scroll back up, give you another look at it. It's priced around 40,000 euros, which is maybe what, $50,000 in the US. So it's described as not crazy luxury. He's hoping the car becomes a communal space for the time when it is not being driven. So here again is the interior. Isn't that gorgeous? I can see that becoming a third meeting space. Yes. I'm scrolling back up because I want you to see how unique this vehicle is. Look at all that window space. It's almost like being out on a patio. Wow. So there it is. I want you to see that beautiful rippled design, almost accordion like. This car will stand out. This car will stand out. So if you're looking for something unique, I think that this car is something that will make you smile. How you doing this morning, Patricia? How's it going there in North Carolina? And Jerry, how are you? You like it? I like it too. I thought it was really unique. So I'm gonna stop the share on that. And would you buy that car? If you buy that car, let me know in the chat. I thought it was beautiful. You know, I haven't thought about buying a car in a while, but when I saw this, I said, hmm, I like the concept and I like the whole idea of it. Yeah, Jerry, I think it's interesting too. I really do. So I'm excited about it. And I hope that you'll be excited about it. And the fact that on top of that, it's sort of taking care of pollution at the same time, I think that that is unique. I don't know, friend, did you get a chance to see the car that I was talking about? Okay. I'm going to pop it back in for just a second. Here, hold on. Let me share my screen for just a second. Guys, bear with me. And let's see here. Pollution eating car. This is the car, and I hope you can see the ripple effect of the car. And those are designed to help catch the particulates in the air and help reduce pollution. They plan to produce over a million of these cars just in China alone. You know, so it's going to make a difference in our air. And then I wanted you to see the interior real quick, friend. We've already seen it. This is the creator of the car. He designed it to look like the inside of the, what do you call that, first class airplanes, how the table pops up so that you can have use it as a third meeting space. And then down here, I love the way these doors fly out and create almost a living room space, like a small clubhouse. I think it's just beautiful. And the ripples in it give it an architectural aesthetic value.
Is it self-driving?
Yes, it's autonomous, and there is a steering wheel hidden in the dashboard.
Hmm.
I love the uniqueness of this. So it's designed by a guy from England, and it's going to be produced by a company in China. And here we go. I just love the fact that he designed it with the idea that it would be like a third meeting space.
Nice.
So that's what we were talking about this morning. What's Patricia say? How you doing this morning, Robin? Yeah. Patricia says, if I were ever going to buy my crazy dream vehicle, it would be one of those Brazilian mobile DJ trucks called Trio Electrico. I have to look for that. Hi, Karen. How you doing this morning? She says, oh, wow. Yeah. And it's designed to reduce pollution. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And then I'm going to go to my second article. Let me see. Went too fast. Just a second, guys. Let me share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll make sure I click the audio on this because this is a article about the fact that there are no avatars that look like me, so we made a game. I thought this was such a great article because I have a granddaughter who plays a couple of these games that they're going to be talking about in this article. So is it okay if I just start the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come for the world's most inventive ideas. See concrete that generates solar power, devices that extract water from air,
It's all right, let it roll.
that perform
Yeah, I'm just
Beethoven.
turning
Join
it
the
up.
making of a new world.
This is Yvonne, a graphic designer based in London. And this is her daughter, Alyssa. She's playing the game that they designed together, Throw Bells. But they didn't create this app for the fun of it. They wanted to solve a long-lived problem in gaming.
When Alyssa came to me and said, Mum, I'm looking for characters with hair like mine, why is it that these games don't actually have that? It really home the fact that
Yes,
it's so important for children to see themselves, whether that's in games, in books, in the media. And for her to show to me that actually it was something that was disappointing for her to not see Afro hair, it made me realize that actually we needed to do something ourselves.
After struggling to find a dress-up game that featured black characters, they decided to make their own, and Throwbells was born. It's a dress-up game that aims to empower young black girls and improve representation in gaming.
There are two games that I really like to play. One of them is called Chibi Me, and another one is called Subway Surfers. Now, in Subway Surfers, to unlock the black characters, you have to try and collect coins in the game. And in Chibi Me, I couldn't really find that much characters with Afro hair like mine. Oh. Come on, let's go. Well, I'm fourth, fifth.
Whilst Yvonne and Alyssa had to create their own game, there have been strides in the wider industry to be more representative. In the last year, we've seen massive games such as Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales have an Afro-Latino character at the forefront, and Animal Crossing specifically features black Afro hairstyles in an update. But when it comes to representation, is enough being done? A survey suggests that 1 in 10 of those working in the UK's games industry are from black, Asian or minority ethnic backgrounds. That's higher than the national working average and above that in the creative industries overall. So why are so many people creating their own games?
When it comes to diversifying industry, there's always a big focus on getting more people in, but the most important thing is training and development and retention. So I think if we actually improve those programs within games companies, we can definitely get more diverse people to stay and also rise up the ranks.
The games industry is only 40 years old. It's still very much a juvenile industry and still forming. So I think the representations have developed. We have come a long way since the 70s and 80s. However, there's still a long way to go. Those nuances in terms of bringing different representations brings in new stories, new ways of experiencing characters. And that diversity has a richness to it, which people are very, very receptive to.
So it's not just about having representation, it's also about brands working with creators to bring about lasting change so that more players can truly win in the end.
Sure it doesn't start playing again. Okay, so what you guys think about that? I thought it was interesting to know that the gaming industry is only 40 years old. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. And the fact that we can make our own games. If you got something on your heart, then you can get in here, get a designer to work with you and just create a game. I thought that was good. Or maybe I'll make something for more mature women. I've got one more article I want to share with you, and this one I know is going to generate some conversation. Oh, let's see. Karen says, "I love it." I'm making her think. Yeah. So this one, let me go here and share this because this is going to, I know, stimulate some conversation. This one might be the rabbit hole. Okay. Can you guys see this?
The cat with, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, I see meowing.
But you find out how much he's making. Did I click the
So we do see like
video?
brands in the APAC market like being much more like open to the idea of working with pets as opposed to working with human influence.
45,000 per post. I know I'm going out and give me a cat tomorrow.
In 2020, pet spending in the US has exceeded 100 billion. A lot of brands are willing to invest a lot more to capture the eyeball of all this like consumers, because they are willing to spend a lot of money on their pets, right? Like they want to pamper, they want to give them the best. When you are negotiating with a brand on behalf of your pets, which you see as your kids, like you get super protective. You'll be like, okay, I need to make sure that, whatever that I'm promoting is gonna be good for my kids, because they can't negotiate themselves.
I think this channel of marketing would get more popular. The engagement that we receive for this post are very positive. So we will continue working with pet influencers if we have the correct range that comes along.
All the money that he makes, it goes directly to my cats and to him. We spend on all their food, their medication, their vet, and everything. What else, Brucey? He forgot.
Yeah.
We were in the wrong business, okay? Like $45,000 per post. Where is that cat?
Did you hear what she said about the kids, keeping the kids protected? So this gets into you've heard of pet parent and all.
Yes,
so the pet industry
now,
it has been growing and growing. It's like a snowball. And now we had the pandemic, and they said in a piece that people were going to adopt pets and things because they were lonely.
Shortage of adopted.
Right. So when you get a cat or a dog or whatever pet, there's all the accessories of upkeep, and then there's the entertainment factor. So if you're doing all of that, and pet food and stuff can be kind of expensive if you go for the high end. So how do you offset that cost? Well, lots of people like to see cute animals on Instagram specifically. So if you can get a following and then grow that into a consistent community, then you can go to the high, pet brands and Petco and this and that, and you get brand deals.
So this is the same as if it were any other digital marketing.
Exactly.
You have to build the community first.
Yes.
You have to build it. Everybody I want to get paid on YouTube. I want to get paid on Instagram.
Right.
But you got to build the community. And they just happen to be doing it for pets. Why? Because pets generate a lot of money. I'm like, the vet bill has gone from here to
have pet insurance. Yeah.
Yes.
It's astronomical. And so everybody else is doing it.
Right.
Well, says, look, I would love to know how to do this. Well, you start with 50,000 followers over there.
You have to build the followers.
Yeah,
Gary.
And your pet has to you're gonna work. It's gonna cost you some time. This is not, you're gonna have to be videotaping them. You know how they put them on little weird stuff and them doing stuff. Okay, that takes time, but you have to do it.
Right. And they have to have most of the time cute or unusual, like they mentioned Grumpy Cat. I think Grumpy Cat passed away, but Grumpy Cat was this person took a picture of the cat and the cat looked grumpy, and that grew from there.
Started a
Yes. So you have to have a hook. You have to have a thing, something cute, something trick, or it could just be the cat sitting around, but it has to be something that catches people's eye, and then you have to continue to post and continue to make videos and reels and this and that.
It's consistent. Okay, how about this? It's work.
Yes, work.
W-O-R-K. It is work. And,
you have to take the pet outside. If it's a dog, walking out to the dog walking. If it interacts with another dog, and you got to film that, and you have to take pictures, and you got to make captions, and it's work. It's not easy. It looks easy because
because you're at the end of the process.
Right. All you do with Instagram is you just take a picture and write something and post it. But there's a lot more that goes into actually going, well, I want the pet company, whatever, to sponsor me. That's a whole nother deal.
Now, the girl in the picture, I mean, in the video, actually is the person who connects your pet to the companies as an influencer.
Yes, she's an agent. Think of a talent agent. Remember, the old movies and stuff where they had the talent agent. People would come in with their show, and the talent agent would say, well, you got something or you don't got something. So that's what she does with the pets.
She connects.
And she'll help you do all of that, but you still got to come in with your consistent posting that you have to build your audience. Okay, so you have to have an audience following, and in order to get an audience following, you have to be consistent in posting, and in order to be consistent in posting, you need to know what you're going to post.
Yeah, your message. Now, see, Jerry says that they have a fat cat.
I have a fat cat.
That's a thing.
Right.
And a lot of people do.
Yes.
So maybe those persons are interested in what your cat is doing. And
so this is the key. So let's go with this. So you have a fat cat, go to Instagram, go to Twitter and search fat cat and see what other people are doing.
Right.
Do some of that. And then when you build a following, do something out of the ordinary of everybody that had the fat cat. So you stand out and that brings more people.
Right. And then you'll get your cat food, dog food, and everything else paid for.
Cat treadmill brand or whatever. Okay.
Right. But you can't post something once a month. That's not going to do it.
It's okay. Thank you. Very good. So those are the three things.
So search, go search Instagram and TikTok too. Go Instagram and TikTok and search fat cat and see what's going, what's popping, what's hot, and do some of that. Use the same hashtags to get on. It's you getting on the on-ramp.
Right.
On the highway, you on the on-ramp trying to merge. That's what you do. And then once you get in there, you get up to speed too. You go with the flow of the traffic. And then after that, then you do some unusual stuff to get more traffic. That's why they call it traffic.
And I like how you got to find your own highway. And Jerry's highway is the fat cat. Okay, you got a fat cat.
It's real simple. Search fat cat. See what people are doing. See what they're doing.
Yeah. And see, that's what we're saying to everybody. Jerry, do more than try.
More than try. Now, if you're really serious, you want to do this pet influencer thing, because don't think that this market is saturated, that everybody's doing it. I don't have anything to contribute. That's with any industry. All you have to do is your keywords, which I just told you, fat cat. Do some research, see what people are doing and talking about online, and figure out how you can merge. Like I said, you're in the on-ramp, you're trying to merge. That's how you do it.
And think about every time you think that you can't do it, think about Old Man Stan.
And then sometimes when you're posting about the fat cat, don't overthink it like you got to have a big Broadway production. Sometimes it's just the fat cat laying on the floor, because my cat lays on the floor. They just lay on the floor in a funny way, and you just take the picture and say, look, my cat is laying on the floor in a funny way. Post it and you will see. People will just come out in the woodwork. So it's not about having a big your cat in a Broadway show. Not that. It's just doing it and seeing what people like. Post a picture, see what people like, because they will respond with a like, a comment, depending on what you ask them for. If you want to like, ask for a like. If you want to comment, ask for a comment. If you want them to go to the link in the bio, tell them. That's the call to action part. Once you see what you get, because you got analytics, and I'm specifically talking about Instagram, they will tell you, oh, this many likes and this many reach, and so you go, oh, people like this, and then you post another. And if you post something that people don't like, you'll know, and you'll say, oh, I didn't get that much reaction from it. Let me go back to my most popular post, which all the platforms will tell you what's your most popular post, and then you do more of that. Simple, but work. Simple, but work.
Yes. And I have Lakeisha and Cheryl over here in Clubhouse. Do y'all want to weigh in? We are talking about the fact that there are pet influencers, and how the pet influencer, it's not necessarily the pet influencer. It's finding out what your unique thing is. But the recipe is the same.
Right. Anybody in Clubhouse before I say I'm going to add to it?
Anything you want to add to that? Because it is we were talking about, you have to get in there and find out what your message is. Once you figure that out, and then you can start building a community around that message.
Right. And it's not hard. It's just work. It's not hard. It's just work.
It takes time. Yeah. Right. You're going to have to put in the time to do it.
Yes. So you remember a few years ago, I think I did a story about goat yoga. This was way back.
Yeah.
I was watching they had the goat yoga. I was like, what the heck? Goat yoga. And people were actually going to this farm to do yoga, and the goats would walk, and they liked it. It was stress relieving. So something like that today, I put on my Instagram. We having a goat run here in New York City in one of the parks. They're having a goat run because it was so successful last year. What they do is they let the goat run in the grassy part and they eat the weeds.
Yes, that's what we do in California. That's
right. But see, they don't do that. There's no goats in New York unless they're they're being slaughtered in the in the Bronx.
Or they bringing them in
for eating.
And now they're bringing them in to eat the grass.
Right. So it was so wildly popular because that's not a thing. You're walking down the street, you see everything in New York, but you don't see goats grazing. So it was a thing. So it's going to be this Saturday that they put the post up. So I was like, well, what are you doing to stand out being unusual? Because this is something that's unusual for us. And they got my attention because I'm like, goats running in the park, eating the weeds, which is what they want.
Central Park. This is Central Park, right?
Not Central Park. I think it's Riverbank Park. It's one of the parks uptown. We got so many parks that is crazy.
Right, but but the whole fact that you're bringing in goats into the street, right.
But see, that's something that stands out that you say you're in goat yoga, you would talk about that if you're in the area and say, hey, you really want to work out with goats? We got the goat farm in Connecticut. Come up and do, you know what I'm saying? That goat farm, I forgot where it was. But if they were nearby, that's how they would get attention, by tweeting about something that's unusual. But you have to, it had to be something that you want to do, like this pet influencers. You have a pet, it's something that you want to do, because once you get in the swing of it, you have to keep doing it consistently, and it might get to be work where you go, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to post anything about my pet, but you have to keep the momentum going.
And okay, this is called work, this is called business, this is what we do, and it has to be consistent.
Right. So, and see, in the story, remember in the story, they're talking about making money, but you have to, it's like a wheel. It's like the hamster on the wheel. You got to keep the wheel going.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, so one of the things, Karen has a comment. She says, it's like the Chinese guy who dances in public and sings out of tune. Now he has stuff he's selling.
Is that the guy that counts, Karen? I know, because there's another Asian guy that I saw that he sings and counts, and he's like some big deal, like people following him. But this might be another Asian person. So.
And then on another note, where they're not so way out there, Isola's restaurant, and Yolanda talks about them. They post every day of the food that they got on the menu for the day.
Yeah.
And people are driving from out of town to come to this restaurant.
Right.
That's a little hole in the wall.
Because they're showing the specials of the day, and it looks good. And they're on the most popular app, TikTok. And they're bringing the traffic. You have to bring the people to you. It's like being the Pied Piper. You got to play that, Play that
And-
flute, and they drove the rats out of Ireland or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's the thing too. You can't be getting tired when you do it, just like TJ said. And you have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time you got to show up, or the people are not going to expect.
And I'm not
you.
saying post like every hour. We're not
No.
saying that. We're saying if you post, you can post once a day. Post once a day.
And here's Fat Cat for today.
Yeah.
Fat
It doesn't
Cat,
have to
look,
be
fat
every hour. It's not that. Go ahead.
I was going to tell Jerry, Fat Cat with my dog, Fat Cat on the roof, Fat Cat, da 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 da, Fat Cat, da 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 da, and just different pictures of the cat in different places around the house.
Right. And you never know what's going to be entertaining until you capture it on video or photo. Because I was on TikTok yesterday doing something, and the video showed up where the lady in the backyard she said this is a reminder to weigh down the kiddie pool. So there's a lot of wind, so the kiddie pool went up in the air, like it went way up, and she was laughing. This thing got lots of engagement. It was just the kiddie pool flying around in the sky. It looked so fun. It was funny. And it was just her going, hey, remember to weigh down your kiddie pool when you're not using it, because it's lightweight plastic, like a frisbee. It looked like it's frisbee in the sky. So you don't know when you post it, you don't know who it's going to connect with. Right. So don't tell yourself nobody wants to see this.
Right.
Well, no, until they post it. So the Fat Cat, stop posting. Stop posting, and then you'll see. You have to test it out.
Well, I am so glad you guys enjoyed that the cat was 50,000 likes or followers.
It's a whole lot of likes and follows. What did he have? Was it 500,000 followers?
No, 50,000.
50,000.
But the company picked him up. Let's see here. Okay. I told a client of mine, lead the people you know, find people you don't know, tell them what's happening daily. Don't wait for a
response. Schedule it and do it.
Do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, exactly right. That's it.
Get out there and just start.
Okay, thank you. I will. Very good.
And Jerry, think about this. Don't post it thinking I'm gonna get 1 million likes. Just post it. Say, well, I like this. You like it. 5 people might like it when you post it, and then you post something else, and then you'll get 25. You see how it's like a snowball.
Right. And it makes it easier when you're posting stuff you like. Not trying to. Okay, which one of these is gonna get me somebody? No,
right? Because you
like it.
That puts you in paralysis mode where it's like how many people gonna like? I don't know if anybody gonna like. So then you don't post, so nothing happens because you didn't post.
Right. So you post something that you saw like a thought that resonated with you, or a picture that resonates with you. That's what you post, not necessarily everybody else.
The cat is sitting in the corner of the sofa and it looks funny, or it doesn't look funny. It's just a fat cat and you say, hey, look at my fat cat sitting on the sofa, and post it and let it go. Don't sit there and obsess when nobody likes it. If you want somebody to like, Jerry, if you want somebody to like I will like your first post. We will. Just tell us that you're going to do it.
Right.
I'll go over to Instagram or wherever you post and I like it.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. I will.
Okay. That's it. I mean, I love that example, Jerry, because that's just so simple. You say, I have a fat cat. Fat cat. Start posting a fat cat. We'll like your post, and then you'll see what you get from there.
Right. And it would be fun because it's fun because it's something you want to post, not because you have to do it for your
algorithm. I gotta do it for this. I gotta do it for that. No, just do it.
And this is for everybody who's thinking about doing Instagram posts and any social media posts. See, the trap was people were trying to get the dollars first. Okay, what do I post?
Don't chase the dollars. Don't chase the dollars. Chase your like.
Right.
Your like. Well, I like this.
TJ, I think that's a book. I like it.
Yeah.
And then it's easier. Social media is so much easier when you like it, not everybody else.
See, the key is everybody that you're not starting because, like Terralina always says, it's confusing. There's so many. Instagram has so many things. Facebook is adding this is that, and that. And we talk about it here, on social media when I talk about the updates. That's just to give you information. It's not to overwhelm you, because you can start with one, just whatever platform you like. It doesn't have to be Instagram. I just talk about Instagram because that's on the growth. It's on the growth pattern to go up along with TikTok. TikTok is really hot, but it's all video. So if you're not comfortable with video, then you don't have to worry about TikTok right now. Right now, but there's so many places to post. I think that's what confuses everybody. There's so many choices. Like Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Just give me one or two. give me 5. But 31, and you go there and you go, hey, let me try that. And then you can't just do it.
Confused.
Yes.
Like, what do I really like?
Yes. So we'll see. Looking forward to that fat cat. Let me know, Jerry.
Well, I'm done, guys.
Oh, okay.
That was it for me.
All right. So, you want me to go and start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this week in social media news, let's start with. Let me see. Now, I usually have the one I want to start with. Hold on, just a sec. I usually start with the lower ones. Oh, there was no lower ones today. Okay, so all right, we'll go to Twitter. Let's start there. All right, Twitter. Twitter is making some changes to their fleets. Now, remember, fleets are the story feature within the app at the top. When you go into the app, it's the little circles at the top where people pin their tweets or they make a story. Okay, that's fleets. So now when you go into Twitter, you're going to see fleets from people you don't follow. It's a new test.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're highlighting fleets from profiles outside of your network by showing them with a gray lightning bolt. So you'll see the difference between that and the fleets that people, you do follow. Because right now your fleets are whoever you're following. So I know it sounds confusing, but they want to create an expanded network and allow you to see information, messages, tweets from people that you don't follow, but you might be interested in, say, in your industry or your niche or your following or what you like. Okay. So it's a way to boost fleets for exposure for creators and give them more ways to connect with potentially interested audiences. All right. So that's what they're trying to do, Twitter. What do you think of anybody like fleets? Oh, I forget about them.
I forgot about it, and fleets is pretty much like stories, right? Because
yes, it is stories. It's just that you can pin if you tweet something on your Twitter feed, you can pin that to fleets to have another spot where people can see it. Basically, is what it is.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we're not happy with the name anyway. So
no, and it fleets meaning like it's fleeting and it's not going to be there.
Yeah, that's what they're. But we talked about this when they first came out with fleets. I was like, that's a horrible name, and people continue to say that, but they haven't changed their position. All right, so let's move on with more Twitter news. Twitter is working on bringing support for speaking in spaces to the web. So now this is another thing that's trending. Remember, Instagram is now letting you potentially post from the desktop. So now Twitter is letting you join spaces from the desktop. So when you use Twitter on the desktop, and again, we talked about this, I think it was last week, about why you would want to use these apps on the desktop versus the iPad or your device or your phone. It's because people, and this is more like people in marketing. Like for me, I use a lot of stuff. I do a lot of Twitter stuff on desktop because I'm looking at information and going, I need to share that. And then, so I would have to do that. And then I would have to pick up my phone and and then airdrop it over. What? So I don't do that. I just go on the desktop. So I'm loving the Instagram thing. I'm waiting for that. But so they're working on the ability to let users join a conversation via the web app. Right now, users can only speak in a Spaces room if they are on the iOS or Android app for Twitter. And remember, Twitter Spaces is launched for anyone with at least 600 followers, because it's still in a limited rollout. So Spaces. Anybody using Spaces? I haven't used it in a while.
No, I have not used Spaces.
Right, because see, we have Spaces. There's Clubhouse. We got the Green Room. Facebook is working on their live audio. So it's like, okay, where do the piece of the pie? Which piece of the pie am I going to take?
Right.
But the options are there. All right, so this one here, another Twitter test is in-stream alerts for privacy setting and options, because this is a big deal for Twitter, that their privacy settings allowing people to block people or to not follow people or not allow people to see their tweets is a big thing with Twitter because of the harassment and trolling and all that's going on. So they're testing out some new features. So one of them is new prompts when you go to change a privacy setting. So it will, this was confusing, outline what the change will mean for your tweets. So I guess it's like a preview of what will happen if you change this privacy setting. So also they're adding an option to switch accounts. Now this one, I like this one because, okay, this is the deal. You know have you seen online where people, and it just happened recently, who did it? An intern tweeted something, was it Spectrum? Chase, somebody, an intern tweeted something that wasn't supposed to be from the official business account because they're looking at different accounts. So in Twitter, this would allow you to select different accounts in Twitter's that you have control over. So you don't tweet from the wrong one. Basically, that's what it is. So, but that happens a lot. People will, if they're managing more than one account, especially for a business and they have a personal, they will tweet from the business, but it's a personal tweet or a personal post, and they go, oops, and then it's a big deal. And then, with Twitter, you got to delete it right away, or people will catch it and screen share or right. So this is a way that Twitter, and it's the way they described it was it's a pop-up when you get ready to publish that you choose the account that you want to post.
Okay. It's like
does that make sense?
Safety feature.
Right. So it's a transparent process for switching accounts built into the tweet composer. So this confused me too. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing? Okay, so but all of these settings, they're trying to make Twitter more easy to use, more aware of, are you sure you want to tweet this? Is this the right account? Because all of these gaffes have been happening where interns and other people working for corporations have tweeted something that was inappropriate, thinking it was their personal account. So that's what this is coming from. Okay. All right. So on to TikTok. TikTok has been hot this week, doing a lot of stuff. First off, TikTok is testing letting U.S. users apply for jobs on video resumes. And we talked about this a few months. Remember that we were saying that Gen Z wanted to make a video resume on TikTok and apply for a job. Well, they're expanding the pilot. So it's a big story. So they've launched a pilot program that allows people in the U.S. to apply for entry, associate, and senior level positions by tagging videos they upload to the platform using the TikTok resume hashtag. So hashtag TikTok resume. TikTok has partnered with more than 30 companies and organizations, among them Chipotle, Target, Shopify, NASCAR, Detroit Pistons, and WWE. So you can see a list of these companies that are taking part in this TikTok resume where you put a video resume. They have a website for it. What is the web? Oh, TikTokResumes.com.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you want to see it? I can pull it up. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look. I thought I had it queued up, but I don't. Just give me
no problem.
Like a second.
Now, I think this is interesting, and I noticed that the companies that you use are companies that are really looking for employees, like restaurants and things of that nature.
Yes. Yes.
Have a shortage of
Here we go.
individuals.
All right, here we go. I got it. Love that airdrop. All right, gotta go back to StreamYard.
Yeah, and the sounds like the industries are industries where personality matters, like customer service.
All right, come on. Why did it not share? Oh, I gotta click on it first. Duh. All right, can we see this? Find your dream job with TikTok resumes. Oh, good. This guy, this is one of the. Can you see? I'm gonna play this video. Oh, did I do the sound? Oh, let me stop it. I didn't do the sound because I wanted you to hear. I didn't click the sound tab.
That's
Let's
okay.
make sure I do that. So I want you to hear this guy, this Gen Z talking about the do's and the don'ts. All right, so let me see.
I'd like to apply for a job. Here's my resume. Play on. Try TikTok instead. Sweet. Let's power up your job search by crafting the perfect TikTok resume. Highlight why you'd be a great asset for a company, and don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. This is TikTok, the home of authentic self-representation. Avoid saying your last name or email in your video. This will be added later when you apply. Keep your video up in public for 1 month to allow recruiters enough time to review your TikTok resume. And if you use music, make sure it's not too loud so we can hear you speaking. Can you turn that down? Awesome. Here's a couple of pro tips to make your TikTok resume even more compelling. Film your video vertically and use the hashtag TikTok resumes. And use TikTok tools and effects to help share your passions and your job experience. Let's get creative and let's get that dream job.
Okay, so did we get that? You want to play it again, or did you get the idea?
Okay, explain that to us.
Yeah, let's watch it. So
here's my resume. Play on. Try TikTok instead. Sweet. Let's power up your job search by crafting the perfect TikTok resume. Highlight why you'd be a great asset for a company, and don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. This is TikTok, the home of authentic self-representation. Avoid saying your last name or email in your video. This will be added later when you apply. Keep your video up in public for 1 month to allow recruiters enough time to review your TikTok resume. And if you use music, make sure it's not too loud so we can hear you speaking. Can you turn that down? Awesome. Here's a couple of pro tips to make your TikTok resume even more compelling. Film your video vertically and use the hashtag TikTok resumes. And use TikTok tools and effects to help share your passions and your job experience. Let's get creative and let's get that dream job.
Okay, so that he had some. Let me see. How do I get back out of this? Let me get out of that. Okay, so he had some suggestions, and then I believe. Let me bring it back up because there's a list of companies that you're supposed to be able to. Oh, I closed the tab. Never mind. But there's a list of companies when you go to TikTokresumes.com. So there's a list of the companies that are accepting the TikTok resume. So you have to use the hashtag. And then he had a couple of tips like no music, keep it, simple. You can use the green screen tool in TikTok and you can show your resume or you can show whatever video or graphic that you want to show. So they want them to be creative. And the companies are going to accept these TikTok resumes as being creative because this is something new. Okay? So Mark has comment.
He says, who knew that dancing in a bikini would be the deciding factor in hiring the new doctor?
See, we're not going to do that.
And Karen says, this is good. I would love seeing people's personalities before we hire.
Yes.
Customer service is so important. It really is.
Yes.
And this is just video dating for employers. Like, do we want this person on our team?
Right.
So now the whole team can see, hey, do y'all like Bob or Sue or Mary or Carolina, whatever? And
so you get to let your personality shine. And remember, Gen Z, this is Gen Z. They don't want to do they don't want to do paper resume. They don't want to do all that. And like Turlita said, you get to see their personality. Depending on, and then like I said, this guy put up the tips. Like, you don't want to do one in a bikini in the pool, like Mark said. You don't want to do that. Okay, it's and this is where I put a post on my Facebook page where I said TikTok. Didn't I say TikTok was going to evolve past the dancing teenagers,
Yes.
the silly videos? It's evolving past that. So this is the first step. TikTok resumes, getting a job on TikTok. There's going to be other things. So that's what I'm saying. People go, well, it's just dancing teenagers. No, old man Steve. I'm gonna bring him up. Old man Steve.
Old man Steve.
Can you put your cat's resume up there? I'm just saying.
All right, so
I'm Jerry. Maybe you can put your cat's resume up there. Let them know he's available for.
We can put the fat cat up there, just period. Just the videos. All right, so more about this. So this is it's a pilot program for US only. It's going to the end of the month. So applicants have until July 31st to apply for the first of the jobs posted on the platform. Because this is the first level. Of course, there's going to be where you have to come in and the not official, but the regular, the regular way of getting a job will apply. This is just the first step. All right. So TikTok says the company, they believe there's an opportunity to bring more value to people's experience with TikTok by enhancing the utility of the platform as a channel for recruitment. So see, TikTok, this is their plan. You get the attention with the dancing teenagers, Jason Derulo and all those people. You get that attention, Meg Thee Stallion and all of these things with the kids, and then it becomes a popular app. Then it attracts the next older cohort and on and on. So it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve. So that's what I always say. You don't have to go on TikTok and do dancing videos and this and that. You don't have to do that. You do your thing.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins.
Whoops,
Because
excuse
I
me.
trust their quality.
Oh,
They were the
pardon
first
me.
to be verified by US.
Is that you, Terry?
That's me. I'm trying to stop this. Okay.
You need to close that window because
Yeah, something started talking. I was like, what the heck? Okay.
Okay, so more about TikTok. Businesses you can now buy TikTok's secret algorithm. You can buy, if you have an app that you are developing, you can buy their algorithm. So ByteDance is selling the tech behind its popular apps to other companies. So they have a website called Byte Plus, and you can buy the tools and services used to power this app. They include translations powered by machine learning, real-time video effects, gaming analytics, data testing, and insights. All right. So this is the algorithm that is the FYP, the For You page, where it's, you go in and that's the first thing you see. TikTok serves you videos based on what you like and don't like. So that's basically the algorithm. So they say the system recommends content by ranking videos based on a combination of factors, starting from your interests you express as a new user and adjusting for things you indicate you're not interested to. So I always said that if you see a video on your TikTok and you don't like it, just flick it or just keep going, just keep scrolling, because that's an indicator to TikTok that you don't like that. So the next time you go in to TikTok, you see the video you do like. Like I was looking at ones where people were baking unusual cakes and stuff like that. So I was liking that. And then the travel ones where people were in a canoe going down the river and they had this great scenery, I was liking that. So when I go in, I see more of that and less of the day. I don't see any dancing teenagers because I don't like those videos. I don't heart it, is what I mean. When I say I don't like, I don't touch the heart. When I see something I like, cooking, flowers, travel, different things, scenery, stuff like that, I will hit the like. So the next time I go into TikTok, I see those videos plus the ones from the people you follow, your friends. Okay, so that's the algorithm. So they're selling that. So if you're looking to start your own app, ByteDance is saying, hey, you can buy our algorithm, apply it to your app, and you'll be off with the races. Okay,
I like that. That's very generous of them.
Yeah. So TikTok is saying that they had 100 million monthly active US. This is US only, and it's been downloaded about 2 billion times globally. Right. So that's going on with TikTok. Well, a couple more things. TikTok is testing a shout outs feature to compete with Cameo. Remember that app we talked about where the celebrities were filming videos?
You could hire
Yeah, you could hire a celebrity because of the pandemic. They didn't have a lot of work going on, so this was a way. So TikTok is going to allow users to request and pay for personalized videos from their favorite creators. Right now, the feature is only available in Turkey and Dubai. And they're using TikTok in-app currency, TikTok coins. So that's
hold on. TikTok
coins is like Facebook stock. Remember Facebook has this deal where you can go live and get people will give you stars. And then remember you super chat and YouTube when you go live, people give you money. So this is kind of the thing that they're doing. So they're trying to do a Cameo like videos from your favorite influencer, I guess.
So the coins is sort of like the tip jar thing.
Right. So that's what they're saying. They're saying shout outs can be bought using TikTok in-app currency, TikTok coins. Now remember, this is only in Dubai and Turkey right now. It's not here. So they're testing it over there. So just look for it.
Yeah,
shout out.
If it's got anything to do with capital, it's gonna make it over here.
Right.
Eventually.
Okay, so this I saw this story today. I put it on my Facebook if you want to get the link. TikTok holds the lead as the most downloaded app again this month. So it is the most downloaded non-gaming app in June 2021. So they're saying TikTok has held the top spot of downloaded apps for basically all of the past 18 months, except for 2 months. November last year, WhatsApp took over, and then January this year when Telegram took over because there was a whole WhatsApp thing and people were downloading Telegram. But other than those 2 months, every month for the last 18 months, TikTok has been the #1 non-gaming app. So I have the chart is there if you want to see like the top 10. So #1 is TikTok, and then depending on where you are, the #2 is Facebook or YouTube. Okay, and then they have the top 10, and this is from the data is from Sensor Tower. So the link is on my not my Instagram, my Facebook. I'll put it on Instagram, but it's there if you want to get the link and read the whole story. All right, so that's TikTok, and let's see, just a couple more things from Instagram. One thing I want to say about Instagram, I think we talked about it last week, was that Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, saying that the app was going to focus on video only, but they're not going to exclude photo sharing. And I said that last week. I said, this doesn't mean that you can't post a photo. It just means that Instagram is going to focus more on video because they want to compete with TikTok. So there was a whole bunch of confusion this week. People sharing all kind of fake news about you won't be able to share a photo on Instagram and you won't be able to do this and you want. So just to clear
it did sound like that.
And then Adam Mosseri came back on and said, I didn't mean that you couldn't post photos.
That we were stopping that feature.
Right, they're not stopping that. You can put a photo up and it will get the amount of shares that it gets because you have followers. But we're talking about being discovered in the Explore tab or using Reels to increase your reach. Those are the things that Instagram is going to push. So they want you to make videos. So that's why they're going to give you more engagement when you make a video, when you make a reel, when you make a video story, the things that they like. Now, if you put a photo up, you can do that, but Instagram is going to say, okay, well, I'm going to show it to your followers and not push it as much as video, if that makes sense. Okay, so people it was all this week, Instagram isn't going, they're video only and you can't post a photo, and that's not true. So he came on and clarified that. All right, so Instagram, use it the way you want to use it. There's a whole bunch of places to put content, so you put it where you want to put it there. There's tons. All right, so Instagram is testing new comment limits to help reduce the impact of targeted abuse. So they're seeing it's a new limits option within your privacy settings, enables you to temporarily limit unwanted comments and messages from select groups. Now, this is from people getting canceled. And let's see who's an example that they were going to get canceled. I think some rapper said something about Beyonce. So then all her fans came on and was going on his Instagram, saying things and putting up beats. So the cancel culture, when somebody says something and everybody kind of jumps on them. So Instagram is putting this limits option so you can limit the comments that come with that, with the outrage.
Yeah.
So you can turn this on and then it's going to limit the comments that you see on your post. So it says
question. So the comments will continue, but you just won't see them.
Right. Here's the deal. It says you can specifically choose to limit interaction from accounts that don't follow you or new followers. So this is what it is. So if someone this is the example. So if someone says something about some popular celebrity or whatever, so all their fans go and attack this one person, that person can go and say, okay, if this person doesn't follow me, they can't leave a comment. Or this, what's the other option here? If you can, so limit interactions from accounts that don't follow or new followers. So some people will come on and say, oh, I don't have an Instagram, but because they said something about Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or whoever, I'm going to make an Instagram account and go and bully and harass that other person that said the thing that I don't like. So you can put this limit on to say if it's a new follower, like they just their new account, you can't comment. So there's options for the person that owns the account, so they don't get the attack and the abuse because they said something that a group of people don't like. So it's basically like groups of people. So every celebrity has fans. Like Taylor Swift has the Swifties, and I think Nicki Minaj has the Barbs or something. So they all have names.
Yeah.
So
the fan clubs.
Right, the fan club. So when somebody else says something about the person they like, it's called swarming. They all swarm and leave, like for Beyonce, they leave a B emoji. All the other celebrities, they have an emoji, these groups, these fan groups, and they will attack. So you can limit that.
This is like
high school.
Remember the slam books? I don't know if y'all had slam books. We had slam books. They were little composition books, and you put the people's names at the top of the page, and you pass it around, and people make comments, and it was ugly. Okay.
All right. So Instagram, their statement, they say we want to give people more ways to manage intense instances of harassment or abuse. We're testing a new tool that lets people hide comments and DMs from recent followers or people they don't follow for a certain period of time. So it's just a test. Right. So there's a lot of tools going around where you can control who responds to, like on Twitter, you can tweet something and turn off the comments. I think Felicia Rashad did that when she tweeted her infamous tweet about Mr. Cosby. She turned you couldn't respond.
Okay.
And you do that before you hit publish. Like you can say only people I follow or no one can comment. So there's a lot of that going on with the different platforms where you get to control it.
How does that affect your socialization on social media if nobody can comment?
Well, see, no, this is for, like I said, somebody like Felicia Rashad or the guy that said something about Beyonce or the person that said something about Taylor. That it's a large group section thing where people have millions of followers. That's a lot of DMs and things coming at them.
Yeah, it is.
For them or the people that manage their social media, which they do have people that do that. So you don't want millions of people doing this and that when it has nothing to do with the celebrity or the person. So, and like I said, for example, Felicia Rashad she tweeted what she tweeted because she knew she was going to get the backlash, so she turned off the comments.
Okay.
And you couldn't respond, but people could retweet and say what they wanted to say. So there's different levels to this depending on the platform. So this is one from Instagram because it's this cancel culture, people piling on and, you say something controversial and the fan club comes at you. So it has to be a large group of people. It's not just, if you're a business, you're a small business and you got, a couple thousand. It's not for that because you're not going to have millions of comments coming at you.
I see.
So this is for people, like I said, people will create a new account to come on and pile on and say what they want to say anonymously.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of stuff coming into the DMs and the comments. It's unmanageable responses. So it's not for people that are, you just have a couple thousand or whatever and you're a business. It's not for that. It's for celebrities or corporations or whoever. Say something out, because who said something? What company was it? Was it Burger King? I forgot. They said something on National Women's Day about women in the kitchen or something, which was an odd tweet or odd response. So like they got a lot of hate. So that's when they could have, if you don't follow us or you don't whatever, we can turn off the comments to kind of turn down the heat. So that's what it's for. Okay, and that's this week's this week of social media news.
Wow. Well, Dr. Tachi is not going to be here with us for media today. She is doing a virtual conference. So guys, y'all need to go over to the social media, find out what's happening.
Well, I got something I want to.
You want to share?
Yeah.
Okay, and Terry, you are echoing, and I'm not sure why.
Okay,
you have something open. Sound like you got something else open.
Well, I'm closing my mic.
No, you don't have to close your mic.
Maybe my mic's just up too high. Hold on. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, it is.
My mic was up high because when I shared the videos, I turned it up.
The volume, or you turned up the volume. Okay, so on Clubhouse, let me see if anybody got something to say on Clubhouse. I hope Clubhouse is still here. Okay, Cheryl is still here. All right, so I put a challenge out to people last week. And the challenge was, how every time, let me fix this. Every time I got a standing desk, if y'all didn't know. Okay.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did you have one? I want one.
Yeah, I did. Oh, hey, and don't pay more than $500 or $600, please.
Okay, I will.
Go to Amazon.
I will.
Because it ain't.
I want one of those. I do.
Yeah, and it is good. So here's the thing. Everybody, when we give people on Monday, I think it was, we gave people opportunity to come in and talk about themselves and what they did. And when we said, okay, how can we find you? There was a list of, okay, on Instagram, I'm over here. On this, I'm over here. And on this, I couldn't keep up and was not able to write all that stuff down. So the challenge was to send people over to direct.me and get one link where people can find you with all your stuff, whether it's your book, your website, whatever. And then to take it further, TJ, we talked about getting a unique URL and forwarding that to the direct.me. So now that you have a unique URL that sends people to your address all around the world. So I'm calling on Cheryl over in Clubhouse. Cheryl, how did it work?
Oh, it worked great. I got it up, and I'm so glad for that tip. It's another one of those wake-up calls where just one little word can just transform anything. So thank you so much for that. But direct.me, it was right, direct on time.
Okay. And so while we were sitting there talking, I just did one for BizChicks. And Terry, you are muted, dear.
Yes, because I didn't want the feedback.
No, you were fine. After you turn your volume down, it was good. Okay. Your volume is at half now. So I'm challenging you all again. Karen, everybody, because it'll make it easier for people to find you. And we got this because of old man Steve.
Yes, I remember.
Yep.
Old man Steve. I was like, old man Steve is everywhere. We went to his direct.me. I was like, man, he's over on Snapchat.
I remember that. Yeah.
So it's easier for your audience, and you give them one location to find you.
Yes.
Instead of
I agree.
and have instead of having them wade through a bunch of stuff. So now I got to go get the unique URL for BizChicks, but we are direct.me/BizChicks, and it has our TikTok, our Instagram, and Twitter. I got to figure out how to put them other ones on there. I shall go and play with that a little later.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, because I remember we did play around with that when we were talking about Old Man Steve on that we were talking about TikTok when I was saying about, and I think we've been talking about TikTok maybe 18 months, almost 2 years. I was saying get over there and get your username and don't do anything.
Right.
Wait for you to figure out what to do with it, but at least you got that username, so and it matches all of your other branding, so you don't have to worry about it. But but for some reason, because I've talked to a few people, and I'm not going to call out Bonnie Frank, but they have an aversion to TikTok, and I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, but you're everywhere else. Well, I don't like TikTok, and I think it's because of the dancing teenagers. So I'm telling you, ignore the dancing teenagers.
Right.
Get TikTok. Go in and search for the thing that you want to be known for or you like. Search for that. See the videos that are there that people are making and like that video. And then when you go into TikTok, it wants to help make you happy. So it serves you the videos that you like. You don't see that. I don't see dancing teenagers. Now, my daughter she loves TikTok and she watches cats and animals. And so every time she go on TikTok, she's always showing me the animal videos because that's all they serve her. They don't serve her all the other stuff. There's some unsavory stuff on TikTok, but if you stay out of that neighborhood, you don't get to see it.
All right. So I just
put as Pinterest. You know what I mean? You have certain interests.
Yes.
Right. And so I just put our direct.me invite in the chat over here. So if you all who don't have one, go get your direct.me and get it going. I was like, oh, and yes, there is LinkedIn, but LinkedIn was not this robust. You can add payment. If you want people to pay you for your maybe you do coaching or something and you want to you provide 15 minutes or whatever, they can pay you, and they use Stripe to do payment collections, but there's all of it's in there.
Stripe. Yeah, I was going to and Stripe is in the news today because they're getting ready to go public.
Uh-oh.
So
what is this?
I think today or yesterday. They haven't announced it. They've taken steps that mean that they're going to go public. Like they've done some filings or something with a lawyer. So
yeah, public filing. Okay.
Yeah, they're getting ready. They haven't announced anything. It's just that the people that watch the signs when a company goes public said, "Oh, Stripe might be getting ready to do that." So we'll keep an eye on that. So
okay. So
this is a good sign of a company. It's a good sign of a company's robust and growth. So
yes.
So let us know how that works for you, because people can leave you messages and stuff over there too. It's just like one hub. It's like the main hub.
Yeah.
That sends you all out, and then you don't have to. You could do that with a URL. I mean, with a website and do the same thing, but it's a lot more work. I was like, this is good right here.
There you go. All right, guys. Do you have our affiliates link to get yourself together over there on direct.me?
It is. Yeah, it's in the chat.
It's in the chat. Do your homework. Full disclosure. Yes, that is our affiliates link. Okay.
Yeah, Jerry said, how do I get a URL? It is now in the chat. Just copy and paste. So I think that's very good. And it'll give you guys, what is the word?
Karen has a thing here, says for TikTok. I'm not sure what you mean, Karen, just for TikTok. What is your question? Could you be a little more specific?
Where?
I will have.
For TikTok?
For TikTok.
Oh.
I think she was talking about something else before we put
that. And I'm not sure. That's why I was asking her to let us know.
Yeah. So anyway, it's over there. Cheryl, thank you for your input over there on Clubhouse. I think that is all I have.
Testimonial. Thank you. That it works.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, I don't want to be annoying to other people, you know. Well, where can I find you? Oh, well, you can find me on this, and oh, you can find me on that, and oh, you can find me there. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's so, and it's overwhelming for them too to remember those addresses. Because over here, I might have one letter different, and over here, I might, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you couldn't get it exactly the same way on that particular site. So now you got all of these. Yeah, over here, but
underscore this, underscore da 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 da. I'm like,
underscore. I hate the underscore. Don't use it. Try not to.
Oh my God! Because see, all of the fake people use the underscore too, man.
Yep, exactly. So you don't want to do that.
That is why it is important for you to sit down and plan out who you're going to be online.
Yes, plan. That is the tip of the day of the week.
Yep, plan. And if you need help, Terry and I and TJ would be more than happy to help you sit down and figure out a plan. But just don't run up in there and just, oh, I'm going to go get this name. And then you got to change it and we got to fix it and change it back. And
it's a lot. It's a lot.
I remember somebody had transforming you and it was TRANZ. FOU for something.
The number 2 was in there. It was a lot going on in that.
See, this is the thing when you're starting to plan. Okay, I have an idea, like the fat cat. You have an idea and you want to work on it. Well, sit down and write paper and pen, your tablet, whatever you're comfortable with doing, but write it all down. Of okay, this is the user, the name, the branding. I don't want to use fat cat something or whatever. But then you got to go and do a little research and say, is it available on Facebook as a page? Is it available on TikTok? Is it available on Instagram? Is it available on Twitter? Even though you might not use Twitter, but you want to have the username reserved for when you do, you say, hey, my people might be on Twitter. Let me go over there. And then, oh, I'm fat cat something over here, but now I got to be something else. And that's for me, my Twitter is WebGirlTJ because it's my oldest account. But then I started changing everything to Terry Johnson Online. I can't do Twitter because it's too long. So I'm like, okay, I have to say this, but on Twitter is WebGirlTJ. So see how that you want to make sure you can get a name that you can at least get on the top 3, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And we talked about TikTok before the pandemic, and I said just sign up for an account because you want to have one in case when you get ready or just to practice. I use my TikTok to practice because you can make videos and edit and the little things that they have and save them in drafts just to practice. You don't have to post any videos, but you want to have that username because you're branding yourself as fat cat Tony or whatever it is, whatever the thing is. You want to have it everywhere. You could say it's here, it's there. When you do your direct me, everything's the same. You're not one thing here and one thing there and one thing over there. It's confusing to people. So you want to keep it simple. You want to keep the confusion out of this whole process because it makes it easier. That's why. And Karen says, plan, be consistent and focus daily. That's it.
Oh, she says she was just thanking Terry.
Right? Oh, for the TikTok. Yeah, I just thought about it the other day. I said we were talking about TikTok here before the pandemic, before it became this big thing that it is now. It's going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. Can't avoid it. Okay.
Yep. Okay, guys. We want to thank you. It's been a great morning for social media talk over here on Tech Talk. We hope you found a car, started your cat, and created a game and found out how to get yourself out there in one link over on Direct.me, and that you recognize that TikTok is here to stay, people. Okay? Get with the program. So
Stop avoiding it.
Stop avoiding it. On Monday, we'll be back with coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. And we hope that you'll join that conversation with the Biz Chicks. TJ, we want to thank you. You can find TJ everywhere online at Terry Johnson Online. She's here with us all the way from New York City. We're excited. I'm just so glad to see you today. I was just like, oh my, did you get my
Yeah, I saw your text.
Okay,
I saw
I
your
was like,
text.
okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to check in. Okay. Especially since we had the earthquake yesterday out here. Guys, we just thank you for all that you do. Karen wants you all to know that she thought that this was an excellent program today. Thank you and have a fabulous weekend, she says. And the same to you, Karen.
Yeah.
With that,
don't miss it. Don't miss Tech Life Weekly, because you're gonna miss a lot. If you miss it, you'll miss a lot.
Exactly. So we say to you right now, hey, remember to go to the front of your own line, and we'll see you Monday. Bye-bye, everyone.